She was just another homeless girl on the streets, struggling to survive. When she found a wallet on the sidewalk, she did the one thing her heart told her. She returned it. But she had no idea that inside that wallet was more than cash. It belonged to a billionaire CEO. What happened next changed both of their lives forever. Rain drizzled over the crowded city streets, creating tiny rivers along the gutters. For Leela, every day felt like an uphill battle. At 17, she had already learned the harsh truths of life on the streets: hunger, cold, and the invisible walls people put around her. That morning, wrapped in a threadbare jacket and clutching a small bag, she wandered the streets near downtown. The smell of wet asphalt mixed with food trucks and car exhaust. She was hungry, tired, and dreaming of a warm meal. As she walked past a cafe, something caught her eye. A wallet, sleek and expensive, lying near the curb. Most people would have walked by. Most people would have taken it, but not Leela. She had been raised by her grandmother to always do what's right. She picked it up and flipped it open. Inside were hundreds of dollars in cash, credit cards, and a business card. Ethan Caldwell, CEO, Caldwell Enterprises. Her heart pounded. She had no idea who he was, but she knew the right thing was to return it. The streets felt quieter as she followed the card's directions to the towering glass building downtown. Every step made her stomach twist with anxiety. What if he accused her of trying to steal it? What if they called the police? When she reached the office lobby, she took a deep breath and stepped inside. The security guard eyed her suspiciously. I found this," she stammered, holding out the wallet. It belongs to Mr. Caldwell." The guard looked at her confused, but nodded and led her to the elevator. Moments later, she found herself in a sleek, minimalist office, sunlight pouring through floor-to-ceiling windows. Behind a polished desk sat a man in a tailored suit, hair slightly graying, eyes piercing yet kind. "That's my wallet," he said, calm but curious. "You found it?" Leela nodded, her hands trembling. I just wanted to give it back. I didn't take anything." Ethan's expression softened. There was something in her eyes: honesty, courage, and humility. He reached across the desk, gently taking the wallet. "You didn't even think about keeping it?" She shook her head. "No. My grandma always said, do the right thing, even if no one sees it." Something clicked in Ethan. He had met many people in his life, but rarely someone like Leela, brave, selfless, and genuine. He asked, "Tell me something about yourself." Her story spilled out. Parents gone, streets cruel, survival a daily challenge. Yet she laughed, joked, and shared small dreams: a warm apartment, a chance to study, maybe even a job where she could help others. By the end of the conversation, Ethan was inspired. He offered her a temporary place to stay, food, and a small stipend. But more than that, he offered mentorship. He believed talent and integrity should be nurtured, not left to chance. Weeks turned into months. Leela learned about business, finance, and leadership. She shadowed Ethan, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. But it wasn't just education. It was confidence, self-worth, and the realization that her past didn't define her future. The news eventually broke online. A homeless teen returning a billionaire's wallet and now working with him. The story went viral, inspiring thousands. But for Leela, the transformation wasn't about fame. It was about trust, honesty, and the unexpected kindness of a stranger who believed in her. Years later, Leela stood in front of a large crowd at a charity gala, now a young woman with poise and confidence. "Sometimes," she said, voice steady, "doing the right thing can change your life in ways you never imagined." Ethan watched from the back, smiling. One simple act of honesty had sparked a journey neither of them would ever forget. And in a world where so much is unpredictable, the bond between them was a reminder: integrity and compassion still mattered, more than money, more than fame, more than circumstance.
I am Liam, and trust me, the next HOA story is even worse. Subscribe now.